Like I was saying, I'm so excited to get started and finishing this cut of the movie.
Oh, I am ready for power to flow into me so I can feel it pulsating within me.
I can't wait for the orifice to open and allow it inside of me.
I've met a many great eye, and I have filled them all.
There's not one eye I haven't loved. What?
I'll take whatever color, pink, brown.
It seems to be more of a golden one, yes.
Skeletor, if you don't mind me asking,
Yes?
why did you feel the need to Skype the entire planet for this event that you're experiencing?
Well, I want to. I'm a sharer. I need to share with the people. So many people of Eternia. I counted about 8 watching, and I think that's all that's on the planet.
It's the same 8 that saw me earlier. I have a list. I have like a bucket list, and that bucket list is Cock Eternia, and it just gotta make them all watch.
Because
Yes.
everybody knows that absorbing the cosmic power is better when everybody is watching.
Now let's go get those Venture Brothers. Oh my God, this got to start. Let's go.
By the power of Grayskull.
Welcome, you broads and bastards, to the final episode of Masters of the Universe. I am your oily faux hunk He-Man, Jonathan.
I am the man with the visor helmet that doesn't quite fit his head. It just kind of wobbles around a bit. Dunk Robin at arms.
And I'm the sidekick who realizes the tide is turning and leaves early. I'm Rick.
Evil Rick.
Known
Rick?
from here on out as Warlord. You're
Right.
just-
Yeah, that's a weird line. Come on,
That's a-
Lord. And you're like,
Is that a field? No, that's not a field promotion. I
you
mean,
can't be
is it?
promoted by your subordinates. I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
No, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure all positions of power derive their authority from the people underneath them, but that's neither here
Speaking
nor
of
there.
positions, reverse
And people underneath
cowgirl.
it.
What do we think?
That's right. We are in position to cover cut 6, which begins at 1 hour, 27 minutes and 25 seconds and goes until the end of the movie.
It goes until the end of the movie. That's
It
how
begins
works.
with Skeletor starting a Zoom call with everybody on the planet, and it ends with a surprise post-credit scene.
Oh, it's such a surprise.
No one saw it coming.
I don't even think I saw the post credit scene until this viewing. Like,
Oh, you never knew it existed?
I never knew back then. You hung around till the end of the credits? No, you just left. You turned
No,
it off.
absolutely not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you-
Changed the
especially
channel.
this
You had to
movie
beat
has
traffic.
10 minutes of credits. I'm like, you're buffing up your runtime with that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, I'm glad there's so many credits in this because we're going to spend so much time reading through every single one towards the end of this podcast.
Thank God we're not doing it minute by minute. It'd take 2 weeks.
I know, right?
But what about
you got to
the
take your
crafty people?
time. You got to take your time. You can't go fast.
Yeah, you've
Look,
got
you can't
to.
just open your iris and just jam stuff in it.
Yeah, listen, you got to really crank up the theatricality. Like I said, you got to open up a Zoom call with all 8 people standing outside of,
Yes.
the portal projector somewhere and just gloat. And oh my God, does Skeletor get to gloat a lot in this cut?
This
I think those 8 people are robots, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they all look like the robot army?
Oh,
Look,
there's like 4
you know
guys
what?
with their hands up.
We're robots. No, we're robots because it's the same shot from earlier. They just used the same shot. It's the Eternian. We're the Eternians, and we're being taken over by the robots. By the way, one of the robots has Jimmy leg and can't stand still. He's like swaying back and forth.
Jimmy leg.
Yeah, Jimmy leg. Jimmy leg is when you got the leg that won't stop moving.
Okay.
Come on, man.
What is my first question is, what is the great eye of the galaxy? Like-
You know what it is, Robin. Don't act stupid.
Yeah. If Eternia is at the bright center of the galaxy, there's like one giant, eye.
Yeah, because it's so weird. Because like when Moonrise happens, like we'll get to it, but power is going to infuse Skeletor. That's the whole point of this.
Right.
But it's like 3 balls of light kind of come through the hole. Like it's like
Goodness
the back.
gracious.
It's like basically like the back door of Grayskull opens.
I love going into the back door of Grayskull.
First, first you need consent, and second, then all powerful can after consent. 1 consent, 2 ultimate power.
So we got I people are gritting their teeth if they've been through this like 5 cuts to this and they're now on their 6th cut, like, God damn, let it end. If sexy Skeletor shows up in the next movie, it's gonna be really a weird contrast.
You never know.
I'm back.
Yeah, there are no horses in this movie.
Yeah, speaking of contrasts, I do like how the orbs of power go into Skeletor and they turn his skull yellow. And I'm like, oh, hey, that looks recognizable as an image from the cartoons.
Yeah, Yellowtor.
Oh.
Now I'm sexy Yellowtor. I'm into piss play. It was the first time. Yeah, he starts glowing. I mean, this is all After Effects stuff, crap that they added. They just were like, "Hey, Frank Clemengello, just fucking eat the scenery and read all this." I feel the universe within me. I am part of the cosmos. And I can see everyone masturbating. I can see it. Like a ghost.
I love that interrupting robot army guy gets one more shot in as he's doing his big
Doors
monologue.
open.
The eye opens. I'm talking.
Who gave him a microphone?
I love that Skeletor gets all like cocky and we get a sweet like him addressing the camera.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he looks away momentarily and is thinking like as if he's just realizing, now I, Skeletor, and he's thinking about it and he's like, am master of the universe? Like,
and he looks at the camera and gives it a wink. Gives it a wink. Because they never in the cartoons, they never say master of the universe. Like it's never even, it's not a thing. It's not the show was named that. Whereas like G.I. Joe, they yelled Yo Joe all the time and they yelled G.I. Joe all the time. But Masters of the Universe is just the name of the show. At no point does anyone, I haven't watched the Kevin Smith one, the 2nd season. I've seen the 1st season, but I don't remember them like making a Masters of the Universe plug of the name. Right. So yes, it's very funny. It's like, I am quite possibly a master of the universe. And also I want you to watch. Don't kill him. Don't kill He-Man. He has to watch.
So the entire universe, or just like the universe that Eternia exists in? Like, do the other planets in the universe know that he's the master?
Well, they don't need to know that he's the master for him to be the master.
That's true.
Like he's just the master of everything in that universe. Meanwhile, I'm sure the Uatu the Watcher over in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like, ooh, I feel a trembling. Someone has become a master of their universe somewhere. I don't know.
Did Ming the Merciless tell Earth he was screwing with him? No.
Like masters of the universe implies that they're more than one. So it's like, does this universe have multiple masters?
Yes, they have 2 for all.
As soon as He-Man gets that sword back, he regains his title, his power as a master.
I don't think he regained any power.
That's true. He didn't have a costume change.
Because earlier they said, Skeletor does say to him, he's like, we are no longer equals. I'm like, you guys were equals before?
Right.
Okay. But then he didn't have the power.
I'm just so happy for Skeletor, though. I mean,
I'm just so happy for him. This is all he wanted, guys.
Yeah, he gets to really have an excellent moment where he just goes full on sunburst, and everybody in the room except for Meg Foster shields their eyes.
And he's got this cool costume, which I'm sure some of our listeners are like, "Oh, it's the best costume." I don't like it.
It's the pig nose.
Yep,
it's the pig nose.
Everything on that helmet is saying too much. The whole thing is it's a nightmare.
It's so top heavy.
Like it's got bat wings, it's got extraneous horns, it's got these weird tusk things. But it's the pig nose. I can't let it go.
Well, do you think he killed Pig Boy and took the pig nose?
Oh, that would be That would be
Is that why
something.
Pig Nose hasn't? Pig Nose. I called him Pig Nose. Is that why Pig Boy hasn't shown up?
He
Where's
ripped Pig Boy's face off
Yeah, his
and turned
face
it into a
off.
helmet.
So we get this amazing costume change with
Yeah.
Batwing. I'm gonna call him Batwings. Batwing Skeletor. He changes into this, and then, of course, to keep the tension going, they cut immediately to Lubick about to fucking
Finally, Lubick's gonna get his bust.
yeah. He's gonna
Take
get
them all
the
down.
he's gonna take it down the weary travelers.
And now we see why he wanted to go in alone, because just in case a portal opens and it sucks everything in within that one block,
Okay,
or
so
one corner.
I want to ask real quick before we get too far away from Skeletor's helmet. When it comes
Oh,
to
yeah.
winged helmets, are we a bigger fan of Skeletor or are we a bigger fan of the Jun Warlord from Beastmaster?
Winona Jun.
Yeah.
Winona Juns is at least practical in that I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite winged helmet in a movie?
Ooh.
Is it the clickable one Thor has in Thor Ragnarok, where he's able to pull down the little side and it like flips them up? That's pretty
Oh,
damn
yeah.
good. It's a pretty damn
Yeah.
good one where he's never worn the helmet. So that was a good one. I
Right.
was trying to think of like what winged helmets there are in movies. There's the worst one. That's the Captain America played by Reb Brown.
Oh, yeah, with the
Done that
little
horrible, but it's literally just drawn on a motorcycle helmet.
Mhm.
So it looks like a bowling ball with like wings on the side. That's I think the third would be same vein is the Captain America with what's his face, the guy who Catching the Rye, the guy who wrote that, his son. What's his name?
Oh,
The Captain
Matt
America movie.
Salinger.
Yeah, remember because he has
Yeah.
fake ears on his costume, but he also has the little wings on his cowl. It's also pretty bad. I mean,
This is really giving some Big Trouble in Little China vibes.
I was about to say that this
Mhm.
has a low pan feeling to it.
right.
Is
Yeah.
this is that a Golden Globus?
No, that's a carpenter.
I don't
don't
think
I
think
know it's a
Carpenter
carpenter,
worked
but
for-
doesn't
Yeah.
mean Golan and Globus didn't give him money for it.
Hmm.
Let's look that up.
So. All right. It is it's a 20th Century Fox, which I
Oh.
think they had a little bit more
All right.
money.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that they had money; it's that they had money all the way through the. Golan and Globus never had enough money
Mm.
to make it through the movie. They always lied and said, "Oh yeah, we got money," and then the movie never got. I mean, all of them, they all petered out. Is it equal? I'm enjoying. And again, before we move on to Lubick and then the non supers, is the loneliness of good equal to the loneliness of
loneliness.
evil? What is this statement? Why are we having? What is happening? What is he having an existential crisis?
Like, I think Skeletor realizes that all the people around him are not truly his friends. He's like, because
Hey,
when
Skeletor, that's not very cool. I'm your friend. We played. Remember when we played backgammon last week when you got bored?
yeah, and he probably cheated at backgammon.
Yeah, you totally cheated.
Yeah, so he doesn't have any true friends because he's always betraying everybody. He has like temporary allies that he's gonna leave behind. But like, even when
Temporary
He-Man,
ally, I invited you over to eat popcorn.
yeah, even when He-Man is alone, standing alone against the tides of evil, his friends are still like they still got his back. Like the sorceress, even though she's trapped in a force field, stuff like that, I'm pretty sure she still considers herself He-Man's friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Turning into jerky.
they're suffering together,
Yeah.
more or less.
I was just wondering, like, he says, like, is the loneliness of good equal to the loneliness of evil? And like just a moment ago, he was telling He-Man that they're not equals, but now he's like, wait, we are equals because we're both lonely. We're both lonely people, He-Man. you see.
Yes.
Look,
One
this is a
is
cry
the
for help.
loneliest number.
This is a cry for help. All those robots are just a metaphor. They're not my friends. I've programmed them to be my friends. And all the robots like hang their head because they all actually did learn to love Skeletor,
Aw.
and they're all really sad now.
Oh,
Man,
God.
Okay,
All
so back to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Earth, Earth sucks. I'm
Earth.
glad they leave there very quickly.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Kevin's playing the synthesizer.
I will say good on Kevin for not just knowing the melody, but also the chords. He's got the chords and everything.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't hit the like close encounters, do 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 do, and it makes it all work. He's like,
Knows it first time he plays it. And it's a good sound.
Mhm.
He plays it, and the electricity starts. Lubick comes in. You don't understand, Lubick. I love that Lubick's reading him their rights, which is very very hilarious. And then the I guess the butthole opens, and okay, you guys are gonna have to help.
My
Yes!
favorite part.
Okay.
You're gonna have to help me with this though. Every other time we've seen this butthole, it's more of a Stargate where you walk through it, or
Yep.
maybe you're thrown through it.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
This time it just transports them all, plus part of the grease lightning and
Yeah.
part of the wall.
It's Terminator time bubble rules.
Yes, thank you.
And I think it's because they integrated the key with like the Earth keyboard, and it's like all the
Gotcha.
wires are everywhere. It's
Oh, this is Cassio's fault.
right.
Yep.
So he's created something wholly new with this
Yeah.
weird amalgamation of technology. So it's got to
I'm
behave a little different.
No wonder your cosmic key broke. It's made in China. All the best stuff's made in China, Doc.
I'm so excited that Skeletor now has a life-size LA street corner play set sitting right in his throne room. Just anytime he wants to go over there and, play around. All right, robot army, you stand.
Okay,
We're driving
you
in
be-
this car now.
All right, now you be Kevin.
Yeah.
And you be Courtney Cox. Here we go.
The reaction of all of them, I think Lubick is the only one that's actually realistic. Like Kevin and Julie actually just goes silent until the end of the movie.
Oh yeah,
But-
she's dying.
Yeah. But Kevin is just like, hey, let's go, Lubick, get it together. But Lubick's like, holy shit. Like
Well, Lubin's
he just
having a
was not
Korea
prepared for this
flashback.
at all.
Right.
And thank God Tila's there again shooting. Here's how Tila shoots. Pew, 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 pew. She holds her hands up in front of her. Ugh, terrible.
More blasters of the universe, though. We got
Yep.
hold
You
it.
promised not to hurt them.
Hey.
You promised not to hurt them. And he's like, I lied.
Yeah. I'm the bad guy. Duh.
Duh. And so the new powers that he's got are kind of like the old powers. He's got lightning hands and lightning vision.
He's got worse aim though. Now.
Yes. Now worse aim, and it doesn't actually melt you like it did like in Squidtor or whatever the hell his name was.
Sorod.
Snake Man.
Yeah. Sorod.
Sorod.
RSVP.
Gone for not forgotten. Rest in power, brother.
Yeah.
Pour one
and,
out for old Sorod.
and Lubick's like, this is like the Twilight Zone. And it's like, Lubick, no episode of Twilight Zone has ever looked quite like this.
No, at no
It
point
looked
do they ever
better.
do that. This is some
would have
good
been-
He-Manning though. He-Man does throw a bunch of people around. He's so greasy they can't grab him. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah. Once
He
he
been a-
gets his one arm free, he's able to yank the chain out of the floor and start whipping it around.
Hey Skeletor, what does one arm clapping sound like?
This would have been a great time to either fire up the old Masters of the Universe theme music, because every action scene during that cartoon, it just starts off like He-Man, dun, 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 dun. Or like I was also thinking the Flash Gordon football battle song
Yeah.
from
Dun, dun,
Queen
dun,
would have been
dun,
great
dun,
during
dun,
this as
dun.
well.
Speaking
Yep.
of Flash Gordon, all this gold, I wish the Hawkmen with their winged helmets had
Yes.
showed up and just
Oh, there's
Brian
some
Bless
winged
be like,
helmets.
Oh, that didn't register at all. There's no way that registered. It just
I
sounded
hope
like
it
you said
dive.
dive.
Gordon's alive.
He-Man's alive. Flying blind on a rocket cycle. A much better movie. Unfortunately, there's only one sword in that movie. I don't think it ever crosses with any
That's-
other sword.
It's probably
Yeah.
got more swords in this movie.
Now that you mention it, we may have a loophole to do Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
you
speaking
say
of
a
which,
Lubick?
because we can talk about the dubbing. They famously wanted to dub this movie for Dolph because, as you're about to learn during this fight scene, when he goes and grabs his sword, what he says versus what I know he's saying are two different things. Are we at the sword part? Are we there?
Oh,
So-
I still have so many things.
Yeah,
But go ahead. I mean,
let's
whatever.
go. We don't have to rush it. No, just titillate me. Just tease it a little.
Right.
Well,
we got to
I-
go through all the fight where He-Man
Yes.
has a narrative reason not to be using his sword.
Yes, that. Let's have a sword rifle breakdown.
This was one of my favorite parts was when Duncan yells, "Kevin, watch the rear," and then all of a sudden Skeletor just screamed out for some reason, "I'll watch the rear."
He also asked for some cover action. That's not what anyone's ever said.
That's not how that works.
That's not Man at Arms. Come on, man.
How about when Lubick talks about himself in the third person? He's like, "Listen, everybody's got to know my name just in case I get an action figure."
No one shoots at Lubick.
Not even Skeletor, egomaniac of the universe, says like, "Skeletor is here."
Gosh. Yeah, he
Um,
says, "You want to play games? Then let's play." And he just starts blasting motherfuckers left and right with
Yeah.
his shotgun.
He has cocked that shotgun 3 times before he ever fires.
It is so sad that he has a very limited amount of ammunition, and I'm a little sorry that he doesn't run over and grab a laser rifle from one of those robots and just start mowing people down that way.
Rick, we have no money for this movie. We have no money. we cannot add any more stuff. Obviously, they shot this because we know that they shoot the final scene. That's when they had no money.
Yeah.
But, this stuff, they at least had money because they probably shot this the same week they were doing the original Eternia stuff. You don't have Frank show up for both sides. I'm here for a week. I don't know why Frank is now talking. Skeletor is now talking like Skeletor, like he would in the movie. But they shoot
we've
all
actually-
All the robots are being shot, sir. All your friends are being shot. You got to do something.
so all the robots are being shot.
Mhm.
Yep.
Skeletor is crackling with energy.
He-Man knocks over a statue like in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh yeah, he pushes it.
Yeah, I can't believe Grayskull has a monument to Claude Frollo from Hunchback of Notre Dame, but it's there.
Wow,
I mean, Rick,
great
got it.
reference.
Thank you. We also have the villain's second worst instinct in the movies. It was you mentioned it earlier, but number one, of course, is monologuing. Number
Mhm.
two is telling his henchmen that he wants the hero alive. No, just
Right.
kill him. Get him.
Especially
killed.
two minutes later, he's like, "I can't wait to kill you." Well, you could have killed him when he was,
Yeah.
earlier when you had more people.
Yeah, but like
Right.
he wants to do it he wants to do it himself. He wants to be able to stand up there and be like, "If you want something done right, you have to do it yourself."
What kind of voice is that? Who's that? I don't know who that
That's
is.
is
that's
that?
movie Skeletor.
Oh, okay.
As
I didn't know.
to sexy Skeletor, who loves to do it himself, but he prefers to do it with others.
I had a weird audio filter on this movie the entire time I was watching it.
Yeah, I can only hear sexy Skeletor. That's all I hear.
Can we pour one out for Blade, who like doesn't even get a cool sword fight at the end?
No, he doesn't
Ah.
get a. He vanquishes him with a gun, which is Blade's weakness. It's a gun being
Oh.
used as a sword.
God's my only weakness. Save
Good on
Blade.
him for not backing out of the room slowly like the rest of his buddies.
Yeah, Evil Lynn, Karg, and Beastman just fucking leave.
Evil Lynn can see the writing on the wall. And so of course, she's going to get out of there. I think what surprised me most from the few episodes of Masters of the Universe, the cartoon that I've seen, is that like Skeletor lives in Snake Mountain and then he
Mhm.
just calls the other people to help him. Like they're off doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And he like conscripts them into his little crusade. So, I mean, what sort of fealty do they necessarily owe to Skeletor? Not as much as he probably thinks.
I love the sound of defeat in Karg's voice, by the way. He's like, surely you won't leave with Skeletor still. Yeah. All right. So it's like either he's just completely defeated or he's like, oh, she's gonna come back with the usual "don't call me Shirley" whenever I say that. Oh, it's so annoying. I
We're
guess I'll
gonna
go.
go to Eternian Argentina
Right.
to get away from everything because we're not gonna be able to live. We gotta go to a non-extradition planet.
Like she can see very clearly that things have gone snafu.
Yeah.
All right.
So that
besides the-
happens, and then
yeah.
Skeletor starts like shooting He-Man with like his power, but it's not doing anything. He's holding the power sword. And he's like trying to get it out of the power sword holder.
Yeah. He breaks the
Yeah.
holder.
And then when you think the movie's couldn't be any cooler, Unfortunately, Dolph Lundgren says the line, and it sounds like Cartman saying the line. It's like, I had the time. It's like not even, it's not even, it's awful. It's unrecognizable without
Yeah,
subtitles. You would
it's
not know
definitely
he's saying, I
slurred.
have the power, because he says,
No, no.
You're like,
I am so disappointed.
oh,
And
it's so
I
bad.
realize that they're out of money at this point. But
Mhm.
when Skeletor absorbed the cosmic power and he was like, I have the power, he got an awesome new outfit. When He-Man raises his sword aloft and says,
should've-
by the power of Grayskull,
He should have
I
gotten
have
the
the power,"
chest thing at least.
He
at
should have
least the
gotten
chest.
the original costume back.
Yes.
Absolutely. If not gotten like a slightly cooler version.
I want the big thing, and I want the shield and the sword.
Yeah.
I have
You
the
know-
power makes no sense in this movie. For
Cut away to
He-Man's
Battle Cat or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm over here in the corner, fucking
Oh.
covered in green paint. Sons of bitches running out of money. I don't even look
You're
like a cat.
You're a horse. Get out of here. What are you?
I know. Look, a paycheck's a paycheck.
Listen, they wanted Rue for this movie, but oh, you
Rested-
know,
Rested Panther.
oh yeah. So
He's
big
dead.
fight starts between He-Man and Skeletor. It is not a sword fight yet.
Mm.
It
No.
spends a majority of it as a sword and staff fight.
Yep.
That's my favorite.
That's right, He-Man. I'm going to smash you with my large rod.
Hmm. Look at the head on it. It's golden.
Can you take this rod? Take the head of my rod.
Spare the rod. Spoil the He-Man.
Yes.
Oh, I do appreciate how they clash, and they clash so hard that they go to like, I don't know, a sound stage somewhere where they
Oh,
haven't.
God damn it. I didn't
bothered
pay
to
the
set
bills.
it.
I didn't pay
the
the
light. The lights go
Lights
out.
go out.
There's
Oh, also,
sending
not only did
anywhere.
they-
Everybody disappears.
Yeah, they go to the stage, and also it's like, oh, I'm no longer Frank Lemongello. I'm now probably Blade in the
Yep.
costume, 100%, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Anthony
yeah.
the longest did do this. He
Yep.
played Skeletor for this moment. I thought it would be longer,
Yeah.
but it's really like a quick moment of, and apparently he did all the fight choreography, but was having a bit of trouble. I mean, He-Man swinging his sword around doing moves, but he couldn't do much with the staff because the helmet was so tall.
Yeah, you think so? So
I-
he breaks the staff.
Yeah, it's
And when
like
he
Lord of
does
the
that-
Rings.
When he does that,
Oh, it hurts. I think I put it in sideways.
there's no flared base. It's just in there now.
Good luck with that. It's yours.
Right. So
I need to go to the ER.
as soon
Rick,
as
we're
the
not
staff
done.
is broke. Oh yes.
I'm just kidding.
So as
Rick,
soon
you
as the
can't-
staff
you
is
can't-
broken,
when Sexy Skeletor's riffing, you can't just break in with actual movie.
You're not one of us, Rick. Only us. Only we can.
What are you, some sort of
Skeletor.
robot? Fucking evil Rick over here? What can't you just like be in the play with us? Play with us.
Play with us.
Get him a helmet.
If you don't play with it.
no,
How
I
does
don't
it
want to go
know it
back. I
loves
don't
you?
want to go. I don't want to go back. Oh no, I'm back in.
All right, Rick.
Oh,
What
are
happens
they-
next?
Are they fighting? I can't tell. I think Man at Arms shot me in the ass. Hey Rick, they turned the lights off. I can't see a goddamn thing in here. It was hard enough to see before. Are we still shooting? Oh god, guys, the railing! No! I think Gwildor just stabbed me in my robot kidneys. Someone named Lubeck just shot me in the ass.
Is this buckshot in me? What?
The fuck is Buckshot?
Anyway. So the staff is broken, and Skeletor instantly loses the power.
The
Which
power.
I don't feel like the staff was part of him absorbing
See,
the power.
that's what
of
I'm
the
talking about
universe.
earlier. Yeah, we mentioned this last episode because He-Man's sword and his staff were not part of this.
Mm.
If in the beginning of the movie you'd said this staff is crafted from the same stuff as the power sword, and that's the point, and look at me in the camera, and here, this is important. You know, that would have been good, but there's no reason to know it.
Yeah.
So that's
we-
why the stakes of like, you're like, okay, the sword's broken. Okay. Or the staff's broken. Great. Now the sword, he gets a sword. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way,
Yeah.
Skeletor, I have a secret sword.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
haven't used the whole
Now
movie.
you're going to show it? I honestly thought the toy Skeletor, or at least maybe even the cartoon, came with
It was
like an
two
identical
parts.
sword, right?
The whole point in the cartoon, not cartoon, but in the toy at least, I think they mentioned it some. The power sword is in two pieces, two halves. Don't get Rick started on a sword that's bifurcated down the middle. That's not even a thing. But yeah, you could put them together. If you had both Skeletor and He-Man, you could put the swords together and the guy could still hold it.
After my staff broke, it sure was bifurcated.
Gosh, did you guys by any chance ever see the Silver Series self-defense advertisement with the old man who fakes a heart attack because he's getting mugged by a guy with a knife?
No.
So it's this old guy. He's got a windbreaker. He's going into his car, and a mugger comes up with a blade, and the guy's like, "Oh no, I'm having a heart attack. Call an ambulance." And then the old guy pulls a gun and says, "But not for me," because he's going to shoot the guy with the knife. And that's exactly what Skeletor does.
That's amazing. Well, now I want to see that commercial. We'll have to throw that up on the group.
Another great line reading just earlier before this from Dolph was when he says "enough talk," which is completely stolen from Conan. And yeah, so that's okay because Skeletor steals another Arnold line later, like at the end of the movie.
And I am so disappointed with Skeletor because he disarms He-Man, and
Sorry.
He-Man, dives after the power sword. He's got He-Man dead to rights, but he bungles it at the very last minute. And
I'm
then
a staff man. What can I say? I'm not good at swords.
It's so disappointing. You talk up Skeletor so much, and you think he's going to be so good in these tight situations, and he just lets you down.
I wish we got a better look at that sword, honestly. As it's coming out of its sheath, it looked
It
like
looks
like
looks
a
cool.
little
It's got
skull
like
design,
it's got like little wings on it, just like his
Mhm.
helmet.
but it's almost gone like seconds later.
I wish he
Damn it.
didn't have that staff. I wish he had the sword the whole time. I know the staff is also part of our Skeletor play set, but for the movie, I'd have been okay with two power swords. That'd be the point. So he pulls an Anakin and he has the high ground. And he knocks him. Actually, he pulls a Luke and knocks the Emperor into the giant pit.
Somehow Skeletor returned. No, sorry. I jumped the gun on that one. I got to save it.
There's also another bit of trivia I just want to mention. The fight was supposed to end with Skeletor falling through the big circular window behind the Great Eye, and but apparently the Castle Grayskull set, the actual set, not our play set, had already been pulled apart, so they could not. So they're like, throw him in a bottomless pit.
That's why they had to film it in the dark, because the crew was already pulling it apart to throw it away.
What do you mean you need to do that? Well, also they closed it. They do close it once in that one scene, like when he wins, they close the great butthole.
And it was pretty crazy because Ellis gave He-Man a watch at the beginning of the movie, and you're like, why are they focusing on the watch so much? But it wasn't until Skeletor held on to He-Man's wrist, and then He-Man unclasped the watch, then finally he fell, and it's just desserts. It really worked well.
Yeah,
but there was a stunt. Another bit of trivia: the stunt here, Anthony DeLongis was Frank Langella's stunt double, and fell 10 feet from here and landed on his head, but managed to roll. He almost like broke his neck in this stunt. So,
oh my god,
they couldn't pack that Skeletor makeup with a little bit of extra foam to give him a makeshift helmet.
Oh, that would have looked weird though. He would have had like a big melon head.
His hood gets knocked off in certain angles, but they put it back up in other angles. So as they're switching from different perspectives, the hood is going up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, they knock the hood off like at the end, and then he falls with no hood.
Yeah.
No protection. That's how I want to go out. If I'm going to die not being protected. I don't believe in safe sword play. And so they're just like, yay, we did it. Victory. And then the giant scene with the swelling John Williams music as they walk in to receive their medals. Except it's this movie.
Yeah, and this dais situation. So obviously you've got the sorceress. She is front and center because it's her throne room.
Hey, we finally got to take off those black uniforms, and now we get to wear our Eternian uniforms.
Yay, we don't have to pretend to be robots anymore.
Now we're space balls.
They turn into space balls.
Everybody gets a makeover here. How much time do you think has passed between the final battle and this last scene? Because like Lubick gets a wardrobe change. He-Man's
wardrobe change. He gets
perfectly styled.
He gets side ass. He gets Eternian ass.
Lubick gets laid.
Yeah.
And I guess they fixed Courtney Cox. They don't actually mention it.
Oh yeah, like healing her of the purple poison lightning is such an afterthought. They're like, yeah, she's fine. Whatever. I think it makes sense that Lubick would want to stay behind. What doesn't make sense to me is how he's already so established. Like he talks about how, oh yeah, I've got a castle. It's like, you don't got shit, Lubick. Shut up.
And they're playing the Queen music in the background, and he's like, I'm a New York City boy. God, we gotta watch Flash Gordon, I think. maybe as a TC Boo, we gotta do that.
Yeah,
we will get to it for sure. I love that movie.
I love that movie too. That has another man in a golden mask. Just so you know, we can have sexy Clytus. Just know that can happen.
Yeah, Gwildor has a throne, but that makes sense. Like he's all styled up like the Cowardly Lion at the end of Wizard of Oz.
He's all dolled up like anybody's dog that takes them to their dog groomer. Once again, dehumanizing Gwildor as basically a pet.
Julie's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think of Lubick's little like where he like moves his tongue around inside? He's like, not a bad retirement. And then he has like this weird like lick thing.
Oh.
Let me see if I can get get like
everybody in Earth thinks I'm crazy. Here, they love me. I can tell all my stupid Korea stories, and no one's ever heard them.
They call me Lube Lick here.
Right. He's got designs on what he's going to do here on Eternia.
Did you say lube? Shut up, sexy Skeletor. We know you're down in that pit. Shush. And finally, we get to see the sorceress's new, not old face yet. And then she says something weird. She's like, "Kevin, I think Jacques Cousteau is dead." It's a very inside Friends reference.
I was going to say, I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. So he gets a little.
It is no. That trifle was not delicious.
I do like how Kevin gets a little trinket from the sorceress.
Yeah, what is
like,
this shit?
It's the ending of Wizard of Oz, you know,
or it's the thing from the Never-Ending Story. Like, as long as you have this, you'll always have the power. Now you have the power.
I guess it's also kind of the end of Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Wasn't Lubick in that too?
I think he played the Goblin King, right?
Yeah.
Or the Hoggle.
He definitely did.
Isn't Hoggle? Isn't that Hoggle and your cousins, right?
Hoggle and Gwildor are definitely cousins.
Yeah.
100%.
So we get Tila's one moment of being nice in this movie where she's like, "Don't say goodbye, say good journey."
Right.
Being an Eternian means never having to say goodbye.
But leave.
But leave. Did you say but? No, shush, sexy Skeletor. Shut up.
Julie
so
He-Man.
Everybody tearfully says good journey. Julie goes up to He-Man. She's like, "I'm gonna miss you most of all, He-Man."
Oh, and Man at Arms is like, there's an old Eternian saying, "For every journey you go on, every destination is but a doorway." Blah, blah, blah.
What is it? Every something is a winding road.
Every day is
there.
a winding road.
They get a little bit closer to feeling fine.
Feeling fine. Doesn't sound like.
Yeah. So Gwildor drops a pretty big bomb on us. I feels like he says, "Julie, Kevin, you can go back to anywhere at any time." What is?
And that's when Kevin butts in. No, we're good.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to go back anywhere in your planet's history, past or future. And Kevin's like, nah. I feel like if the cosmic key can travel through time, it kind of diffuses the tension of them having to get back to Grayskull by moonrise.
Oh yeah, they could have just
God,
waited
yeah.
a month and then come back. Oh, don't
Right.
worry, it's all relative.
Take
You're
as
not
much
thinking-
time as you need.
Julie, you're not thinking fourth dimensionally.
Maybe it's because they have Skeletor's key. Skeletor's key can go back in time, but the one he had.
Here's
with the
what I've learned.
Casio-
Skeletor has well oiled his key, and his key creates a wonderful space butthole for you to go through.
Mm.
But Gwildor's is like
Flip right in
wild
there.
magic, and it's like frayed on the edges, and so you're like, he's got like pizza stuck in there now, and like chicken and ribs, and it's just a nightmare. It's like a very sticky buttons.
It's got those
So-
Casio transistors.
Yeah,
So-
everything they've ever done with his is like created like, oh, prolapse. Oh God, everything's like a nightmare. Whatever's happened. So
One of my favorite desserts is sticky buns. They're not sticky enough. I can help.
Skeletor, shush.
Sorry, I'll be back. Sorry, it's not my turn yet.
Not my turn. Not my Eternia. Wait your Eternia.
It's been an Eternia down here. Hurry up! I'm at the end.
How many Quillicams has it been since I've been in this soup?
Gwildor's not the only one dealing with prolapse.
Prolapse. Oh,
I'd say I'm getting wrinkly, but I'm mostly a skeleton, so I'm actually okay. I can be in liquid for hours. Nothing.
So
So,
yeah, Julie gets a nice coating of bronzer from He-Man when she hugs him, and then she kisses Gwildor's gill slits, which those are very sensitive.
And Tila's like, "Oh, you're now married."
And very last minute, Julie shouting back from like mid portal, Gwildor, wait, send us back. ... Cut to the next scene. Ooh, what's gonna happen? She wakes up in that 1987 night robe.
How
Whatever they're
long
called.
before current time did this happen? Did these guys have like a Biff Tannen level of future knowledge? Like, did this happen? I mean, these people were buried
Yeah.
and put in the ground. Is this
Yeah,
months?
this is like a year. I think this is a year. She went back a year before at least.
Oh my God.
I unfortunately I wish I could read whatever she's got something printed out, some text printed out and just like tacked to the wall behind her. I mean, she's got this whole vision board behind her.
Oh
But
yeah.
she's also got this text, and I don't know what the heck it says, but I'd love to know.
It says this life is a test.
Oh.
It is. That's all I got. This life is a test.
Oh, it
Oh
is
my God,
only a
it's
test.
So blurry.
If it had twats, is that say
Down her side says it was twats. What? No.
no? Sorry.
Wait, did someone mention twats? Shut
That's
up.
my sign. How did she get that?
And her room's a nightmare of I got a guitar in here and a paper dinosaur.
Oh, that's probably Kevin's guitar.
Oh yeah.
He probably like came over and I'm gonna sing Wonderwall, and she's like, "What the hell is Wonderwall? It's 1987."
I think she woke up her first instinct was like, "Oh shit, I got to pack again." Like, I hope he
How's
sent me
this-
back even.
I was gonna make a comment about, oh, they got sent back in time. They can stop 9/11, but I'm like, no, wait, she's got to stop a different
can still stop
plane-based
it.
tragedy.
Even at the end of this movie, they can stop it and they do nothing. I love that. Remember, hey, Robin, remember this. Robin, remember in the 80s when you could just put 5 peacock feathers in the corner and you're like, I've done it. It's home decor.
Oh right, yeah,
Such
the
a weird
NBC
thing.
logo.
It's like NBC, but gross.
Mm, mm. Like in a vase, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So she goes running out. One, she's wearing a wee willy winky thing, and you live in California. You're wearing socks and a fucking children's fucking.
Also, this is Courtney Cox. Like, she's not like 16. Like, they could have. I
She's
mean, I'm not
18.
saying-
Right.
oh, she's 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's about to
Well,
leave.
maybe a little-
Remember high school?
No, I meant like the actress.
Oh, I got
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Like again, this is Pete Courtney Cox. They got to dress her up like B. Arthur, and
Yeah.
and she's
I
getting out of
really
bed. Like,
enjoyed.
I'm not
I
looking for
really,
a sexy negligee, but come on.
I'm looking for something a little more skin.
I spend so much time with Skeletor. I just need things to be sexier.
Yep. I mean, her mom and dad, not sexy.
No.
Her dad is quintessential 80s dad.
Oh God.
He's like
Bob from
aggressive.
Stranger
He's got
Things.
aggressive dad energy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mouth hanging open as he's looking at the
Don't,
newspaper.
don't steal
Gigantic
my
sign.
plane keys. Fucking yuppies.
You son of a bitch. What are you taking you're taking my charts. I can still get to Catalina.
Oh, that's the thing. That's what I was wondering. I was like, I thought those were car keys because as soon
No.
as she runs out, I was I was
there's
thinking
keys to the plane.
She took his plane keys
Oh.
and the maps that he would use while flying.
Yes.
okay.
Like,
Remember when your dad used to just read is he reading he looks like he's reading the help wanted section on the table. If you look at it, it's not,
Listen,
it's
he's looking
Yeah.
for students to enroll in his flying school, and he just found a group of like 7 to 10 Saudi Arabian nationals to train.
I don't think that I don't think he's a flyer by trade. I think this is his hobby, which makes me think they are loaded.
Oh yeah, they were always loaded.
There's no Burger King wrappers in the sink.
Right.
I think there
By
are
the way,
dishes in
don't go to Burger King ever.
there.
So she
But-
doesn't want them to go. She steals his keys to the plane plus the maps, and she runs out the house.
So Julie and Kevin and Julie's parents are now in a Final Destination movie, by the way. Like,
Thank you.
They
Thank
are
you.
going to die somehow.
Death was going to claim them, and they stopped it. And so now they're going to be driving down the Pacific Coast Highway,
Yep.
and logging trucks are going to start overturning, and roller coasters are going to fall apart. There's going to be a giant sheet of glass at some point.
Oh my god, rebar. I don't know.
So-
It'd be funny if right now they're like, "Oh, you gotta stop him from getting on that plane," and then you see the house explode in the background.
Oops. Did they
So-
change the future by changing the past? Or are they in a
no.
different timeline? Did they skew off?
Yes, they are now in a different time. That's not how we learned anything from the Avengers. That's not how time travel works. They're now in
Yeah.
a different time, and if they went to Eternia to see them, they wouldn't know who they were because at this point, Skeletor is still in power.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got
This
to
is
wait.
because this is a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got to wait until Skeletor loses before they can go back.
Yeah. We need
I assume
Owen
they can go
Wilson
back,
to
right?
show up.
Is that what the ball's for? Is the ball to remind? Is it a snow globe?
Yeah,
or
it's a
is it
little
a way
remember
back?
all. It's a little like projector token, so they can look at it and be like, "Wow, it was real."
If
We
you put it
did- we were
inside you, you
there.
can go back. Just stick it in whichever orifice you wish.
No, if you drop it in a thing of water, it grows into a little He-Man action figure.
Oh, that's cool.
Ah.
And then our last
Oh, I
shot
got
of the
Merman
movie.
again.
Oh, okay, yeah. Last shot of the movie, they show the horrible miniature of Castle Grayskull, which looks like it looks like a time pirate's fever dream. It is.
Oh, absolutely.
It's awful, terrible. And then
Oh, you
you
mean
get,
time
and then you
bandits?
get, and then you get the, and then they do the thing. They do the He-Man yelling, "I have the power," but again he goes, "I have the power."
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Oh.
Oh my god.
And then you
Yeah.
get Masters of the Universe, a Golden Globus production. That's the
Boo.
entire title.
Marvels, the Golden Globus,
Yes.
the Masters. Yeah.
My God.
So there are credits. Does anyone
Hmm.
care to talk about any of the credits?
Nope.
So we skip 5 minutes through the
Yeah.
credits.
Hold on, let me see
Yes.
the exact amount
17,
of credits.
like 55 is where you need
The
to be.
duration is 4 minutes 13 seconds of
Okay.
credits before we cut to a bubbling, like a pink water type situation.
Oh, you know what that is. And it,
I'm afraid to ask.
I want to know.
Like
And
it
then-
starts off in like weird slow motion, and then it like cranks back up to regular speed.
they made Frank Lemongello get in that goo, go under not water, but whatever it is, and then come up with his eyes open. So he's like underwater, burning his eyes, and comes up in full makeup and says, "I'll be back. I'll be back, everyone."
Like, sure you will, Skeletor. Sure you will. I love the confidence of these filmmakers back in like the 80s, where they can call their shot like that and totally not deliver.
Yep.
There was a plan.
The audacity of these people.
Director Albert Pune, big cheapo
Pew, pew.
film director, probably made it. I think he made a few canon films. Said that he was going to be doing Masters of the Universe 2. It was going to come out in 1988. The plan was Skeletor is going back to Earth after being defeated by falling into a pit.
God damn it.
Skeletor
Why
would
would go back to
disguise
Earth?
himself. The Skeletor would disguise himself as an evil industrialist known as
What?
Aaron Dark, who
What?
destroyed most of the world before He-Man can arrive on Earth to stop him.
What? No.
Masters of the Universe Part 2 would end with the Earth devastated in a post-nuclear war. and
Come
yeah,
on, man.
it didn't happen because Canon Films went out of business.
It
Also, that
didn't
would be
happen
shit.
because it was a shit idea.
Why they would destroy
God.
Earth?
Wow.
Okay.
Skeletor is an evil hacker. No.
Well,
Also,
since-
there was an alternate ending they were thinking about. Apparently, it came up in the comic book adaptation. It was written. It was never filmed, obviously. After the battle, Man-at-Arms comes up from the depths of Castle Grayskull carrying a NASA and United States flag. And it says Starfinder 5, July 10th, 2221 is written on the flag, which basically now reveals that the first humans on Eternia were from an American space mission.
oh, fuck off.
Damn you!
It was
Damn
Earth
you
all
all to hell!
along.
All right, before we get to our favorite part, which is does this movie get our sword? I have a little game for you guys.
Well, I do
Oh.
want to ask. Now, obviously, this was 87. This was pretty early, relatively speaking, for this trope to pop up. But like the after credit scene, I was curious. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, is this the first after credit scene? It's not. First after credit scene was 1966 in a movie called The Silencers, starring Dean Martin. It's one of those. It was like a James
It's
Bond.
so
spoof.
weird that James Bond comes out, or the Dean Martin comes out of that water wearing
Right.
a skull face. He's like, "I'll be back." And everybody's
Yeah,
like, "That's
so,
weird."
I'll be back, baby.
After the end credits of The Silencers, the scene depicts lead character Matt Helm, played by Dean Martin, lying shirtless on what appears to be a rotating sofa, along with 10 scantily clad women.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, like, there are
Nice.
other movies that have done post credit scenes between then and 1987, like The Muppets
Well,
did it
sexy
a few times.
Skeletor gives you a thumbs up for that.
Yeah, Airplane did it. You know, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's right.
and now, of course, everybody has a post credit scene. So,
right, you're trained to sit in that theater and wait through those credits, even if it's just like a romantic comedy. You're like, oh, it might be something else, might be a tease.
I have to get on my phone and be like, "Is there an after credit scene?"
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Yeah.
every movie. I swear, I just immediately on my phone.
got to
Before
play
we
that
get
game.
before we get to our sword boy bit of if it got our sword or not, I have a game.
All
It's
right.
a quick game. I don't know what the prize is going to be. Maybe the prize is that you become a master of the universe. Let's go with that for now. And all that entails, I'll send
This
you
universe?
guys. I'll send you a big fucking weird ass helmet. I'll make it. It'll be huge and weird. This is for super fans. I got a few questions, and I think about 2 or 3. So I will allow you guys to answer it each, and if you get it right, yay. If you don't, you lose a point. All right. First question.
Okay.
First question. I'll do it as sexy Skeletor. What time is Julie's bus to the airport?
Oh, is it 8 p.m.?
What's your answer?
He just gave you an answer.
Yeah,
He's
you're
asking you for-
not a team.
Oh, you want me to give my answer?
Yeah, that's how it works.
I think it was 9 a.m.
It's 8:30. Neither of you got it.
Oh, I was so close. I was closest without going over.
What is the name of the janitor at the school?
Carl.
Coach.
It's Carl. 1 point for Rick.
Ah,
What okay. Some of these questions are written dumb. With what do Kevin and Lubick accidentally jam the cosmic keys signal with?
oh, the microwave.
He's killing you, Robin. Come on, you gotta get closer.
You gotta wake up pretty early.
I have a hard time talking. I don't have power.
In the back of Charlie's music store, how long does Lubick say he would put Kevin and Julie in prison for?
Oh, something stupid like 8 million years.
The rest of your life.
It's 800 years, you boobs.
Ah.
All right. I'll give you a couple more questions.
Wait, who's this?
That's me.
Oh.
I would add this one. This one's even better. Here's the reverse question. We're gonna end with.
I like reverse. We already made that joke earlier at the beginning of the podcast.
Yep. This one's the reverse kind of joke. This is the reverse kind of question. What does He-Man yell when he gets his sword back? I want wrong answers only.
Finally.
I think he yells something about Lisan Al Gaib. He looks at Skeletor and he's like, "May your sword chip and shatter."
What we were looking for was, I have my sword back.
Oh.
You're dead, Skeletor. Watch out, Skeletor.
I have my sword back.
That's the greatest line in the movie.
Yeah.
And one question was like, which leg did Julie get shot in?
Oh, that's
right.
When she gets poisoned.
That is some
Was it the
minute
right?
details there.
I believe it's the right leg, but I don't know. But I'm gonna go with right.
Yeah, I think it's right.
So anyway, Rick wins. So
Yeah.
Rick, you have the power of Skeletor and Grayskull.
Yay.
Huzzah!
But Robin, I'm gonna put bows in your beard. So
Oh, yay.
little gold bows. So
I knew I had courage in me all along.
yep. So enjoy that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
This
So,
is
yeah.
this is the very
Oof.
solemn part where we decide whether or not this movie gets our sword.
Ooh.
I'll go first. I didn't go first last time.
Okay.
This movie is dumb shit. It's Golden Globus. I love it. Yes, it gets my sword. 100% sword all day. I have the power. I have the power. I love it. I love it. It's so bad. And I haven't watched it in years, decades. And it's just as bad as I remember it, but it's so good too.
Okay, I'll go next. I will say that this movie is really, really bad. I love the 80s sheen to it. I feel like as I'm watching it, I'm like staring at my Happy Meal and just, excited to play with my toys. But the problem is
And your butthole.
everything and my butthole. Yes, even put Ram Man up my butthole. Listen, I had a great time with this movie. Sexy Skeletor. I hope he shows
Yes.
up for every movie.
Maybe.
He just rides Clompy into every single cut we do from here
I'm
on out.
riding him all right. This pervert's not even wearing pants.
But the amount of sword content is ridiculously low. And
For a
so
movie where they're supposed to always have the action figures all had swords, there's no sword.
Yeah.
Man at Arms never pulls his sword.
No, Skeletor, secret sword the entire time. Just
It's so frustrating.
and Blade gets taken out like a bitch. Like
Yeah.
he gets to have a sword
Off
fight with a
screen.
guy with a blaster.
Yeah.
And gets knocked down the pit, probably. I don't know. Is he floating around in the pink goo?
Oh, yeah. It's like, I'll be back. Me too.
yeah. I'm trying to constantly get rid of this guy. He loves me too much.
The reason why I'm able to pop my head up is my feet are on Blade's shoulders right now.
Yeah. So no, it does not get my sword. I'm
What?
sorry. No.
It doesn't get your sword, but you enjoyed it so much.
I had a great time. I'm a
Sword
sword
content?
boy, and it was frustrating that there wasn't more swords.
Oh, my God.
Well, that leaves me as the baby of the group. I should have some affinity for this movie because it came out the year I was born. But that kind of works against the movie because I'm very much in the same boat as Robin. I thought there was so much potential with this movie where if they just leaned into the power sword a little more, you could have had him cutting through robots left and right with, plastic mannequins covered in black plastic armor pieces flying left and right. And Beastman had a sword, never actually used it for anything good.
Oh,
This movie squandered just so much, and it was so frustrating to watch. And I think the power of Frank Lemoncello
I
cannot
have the power of Frank Lemoncello.
it cannot drag this movie out of the weird bubbling pink liquid enough for me to give it my sword.
it's strawberry jello.
Right. So unfortunately, this movie does not get my sword.
One sword out of 3. That is not a Swordboy recommend, but I do recommend if you've listened to this, you definitely let's watch the movie. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, I think since we are slowly erecting a pantheon of sword movies. I'm sorry. Not that kind of erecting.
Look
But
at
since
my
we're
magnificent erections.
As we're slowly erecting a pantheon of sword movies, like He-Man has shown up and he's like, I am ready to join the other heroes of the pantheon of sword movies. And it's like, well, maybe use your sword once in a while.
Does that mean that Hawk the Slayer has more swords than He-Man? We gave it more than one swords, I think.
Rick had sword fight breakdowns in every cut. Like that was a sword movie. It had our sword. It had our sword by reputation alone. But
if someone had told me this 3 years ago, I would have been like, 1, fuck those guys. 2, that's crazy.
So many people are unsubscribing right now if they haven't already.
We'd like to thank all of our unsubscribers.
Yeah. Nah,
Rick, do you want to tell us what's going on next time?
Right. So if we haven't lost people with our abysmal scoring of the Masters of the Universe, I do hope folks stick around, because next time, when famed swordsman Li Mu Bai meditates so hard that it makes him quit swording, he tasks his lifelong platonic friend Xu Lian to deliver his 400-year-old sword, Green Destiny, to their benefactor in Peking while he visits his old master's grave. While in Peking, Xu Lian meets the governor's daughter, Yu Zhaolong, a young woman about to be married. Before Xu Lian can return home, a masked thief steals the Green Destiny and leads Xu Lian on a rooftop chase throughout the city. Light the fires and string the wires for the high-flying wuxia action of Ang Lee's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Ooh, we're gonna do Crouching Tiger. This is our first
Yeah.
truly Asian cinema, which is good.
Right. We've done so much Western stuff. It's about time we watch.
Well, we're a bunch of
Eastern.
white boys. What do we know?
Yeah.
We're stupid. So, but
I
this
like
is
the fact that I heard the word sword at least twice in that description.
and this movie is probably our most recent, right? This is
it was made in the year 2000. So it is definitely like the most recent of the movies we've covered. It's also the most award-winning. It has 4 Academy Awards.
Yes.
Which is something.
I don't think we got any.
He-Man definitely did not.
Ironically, the little gold man is just me.
But yeah, I'm very excited. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is a Chinese language English subtitles type movie. So have fun reading. It's just an amazing film.
Yeah.
So good. I can't wait to talk about it.
I'm super excited. This is our first like Ang Lee, because Ang Lee's like kind of a gun fu kind of guy. So I'm excited to have actual proper swords and an actual proper sword movie. So this will be great.
Cannot wait.
Thrilled. Yeah.
So if you want to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/swordboys, we've got a lot of movies. We're all over the place. We have done The Scorpion King. We have done The Man in the Iron Mask. By the time this comes out, I think that Yellowbeard will be our first pirate movie. So we're moving into pirate movies. So by the time this is done, I have a feeling, I don't know who gets to choose after Crouching Tiger's Hidden Dragon. That's be me. Robin, right?
Yep.
So who knows what's going to be? Might go into the pirate venue, might go somewhere completely different. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I still haven't actually figured it out yet. I go back and forth several
You've
times.
You've got time.
I've got time. Yes.
But yeah, sign up and join us on Facebook.
Yep.
At the swordboys.biz/group. All that written out. There is no slashes and no dots. The word dot and the word slash are written out. That's our group, and we love you guys listening to our podcast. So thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And we, of course, take bribes to do movies on the Patreon. And I also take bribes personally. If you want to figure out what the next movie is going to be, just send me money.
No shame. Just telling them no shame.
Just don't tell the other guys.
So, guys, good journey. Good journey.
Good journey.
Good journey.
Good journey to you all. Clang, clang.
Clang,
Clang, clang.
I'll see you all next time in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, we're all gonna be there. I have my sword.